It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once previously, and today's winner moves on to the semifinals to play Cooper Lane. Let's meet the teams now. First, from Glenarden Woods Elementary, would you please say hello to Ashley Gonzalez Garcia, Anna Abraham, and Ruby Calendria. And from Laurel Elementary, please say hello to Lamine Diaby, Nadia Baker, and Raul Cervantes Osorio. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty. The left-hand side, those are the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each of the categories. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, we will have an opponent for Cooper Lane in the semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Hannah, would you try your buzzer for me? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, Ashley, and to Ruby. And Nadia, would you try the green teams? It too looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Lamine, and to Raul. And congratulations for making it this far in the competition. You guys are elite players. May the better team win. Let's go. We go alphabetically, G before L, so Glenarden Woods, let's play the bowl. Hannah, start us out.
Green things for 15 points, please.
Green things for 15 teams. Your question is as follows. In the tropics, these trees, they're not really trees because their trunks are not woody and they don't have any branches. Laurel?
Palm trees.
Palm trees, yeah. Unusual trees that way. You never hear of palm wood. There is no wood in their trunk. Go green. Good answer.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, recently, scientists used a membrane from one of the cells in this plant to actually turn photosynthesis into electricity, something that Popeye probably would not be surprised at, Laurel.
Spinach.
Spinach, that's right. Oh, Popeye and his muscles after he ate the spinach. Good, go green.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, this animal is the symbol of the World Wildlife Fund and the star of Kung Fu movies. Laurel?
Panda.
Kung Fu Panda, that's it. Good, green.
Let's go physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, in cartoons, when a character steps on the bottom of a rake and gets smashed in the face, it illustrates Isaac Newton's law that every action... Laurel?
Pass it to Lamine.
Lamine?
Stays in motion without a force attracted.
Not quite. Glenarden Woods, for every action there is an equal and opposite what? Illustrated by getting smacked in the face by stepping on a rake.
Reaction?
Reaction is what I want to hear. Yes, red. Good, go.
Body systems for 10. Body systems for 10 points.
Body assistance for 10 points. Teams, this colored part of your eye is named for the Greek... Yes, Laurel.
Pupil.
Not the pupil. Red team, the colored part of your eye is named for the Greek goddess of the rainbow.
Iris.
Iris is right. Yes, good, go.
Dateline Science for 5 points.
Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, right after the Rio Olympics, this man struck a lightning pose, which is, yes, Laurel?
Bolt.
Bolt, Usain Bolt. Yes, a bolt of lightning indeed. Green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. If you are getting IV saline in the hospital, the drip into your arm is measured in mLs. What does mL stand for in the metric system, Hannah?
Milliliters.
Milliliters is right. Yes, ma'am. Good, go.
Science potpourri for 10 points.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, the temperature at which paper burns is the title of Ray Bradbury's most famous book for Laurel.
Pass it to Raul.
230?
Not 230. The correct answer, the title of Ray Bradbury's book, The Temperature at Which Paper Burns, is 451 degrees on this temperature scale. What you got?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. The name of the book is Fahrenheit 451. Absolutely right. With that, you now are in a slight lead, 90 to 85. Well played game. Continue, red.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
The physical for 15. Teams in the Bible, they talk about fire and brimstone when everything is being destroyed. We know what fire is. Brimstone is another name for this S initial chemical element. Laurel. What you got?
Pass it to Raul.
Silicon?
Not silicon, good try. Brimstone is another name for this S initial chemical element that has a stinky, acrid smell and is produced when volcanoes explode.
Sulfur.
Sulfur, that's correct. Yes, indeed. Good comeback, red. Nice try, Laurel.
Zoo parade for 10 points.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, this omnivorous mammal, and I need his specific name, this omnivorous mammal says, only you can prevent wildfires. That's Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear. Try again, red.
Green things for 20 points.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, the reason why when you get cut flowers sent to you, you put them in a vase, you have to add sugar because the plant that the flowers came from is no longer producing its own sugar in this process. Glenarden Woods.
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis, absolutely right. Good. Red.
Science potpourri for 10 points.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, I think we asked that for Fahrenheit, did we not? She took out Dateline instead. Okay, so the Dateline for 10 is still available, but the potpourri is gone. Could you choose something else? I'm sorry about that, Hannah.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, Aristotle famously said, if you gave me one of these simple machines that is long enough, I could move the world. Laurel. What you got?
A pulley.
Not a pulley. Good try. What simple machine did Aristotle want? He said, if I have one long enough, I can move the world.
Lever?
A lever, yeah. Good. Red. Oh, the buzzer says just hold that thought. Our score at this juncture, Laurel 85, Glenarden Woods 135. Still a close game. We will be back with the second round in just a moment.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Peace Corps is a life-defining leadership experience. Volunteers live, learn, and work with a community overseas for 27 months, providing grassroots assistance.
Peace Corps is special because volunteers get to work firsthand with community members. We build personal relationships. We are in the homes, we are in the community centers, we are in the organizations. We are just amongst the people, making decisions with them, interacting with them on a daily basis.
After the 2 years of serving the Peace Corps, I feel like I have brought something to the table. Looking back and seeing what I have given, I can honestly say that I've received 10 times as much back.
Explore how the Peace Corps can fit into your future. Be a volunteer.
Watch the full PSA at a screen near you. Visit peacecorps.gov/be.
Welcome back to Science Bowl, this critical game here. Both of the teams have won once previously. Today they'll decide who moves on in our competition to play Cooper Lane in the semifinals. In this, our 31st year of competition here in the Prince George's schools. Hope you're playing along and testing your own science IQ. Before we ask any more science questions, let's meet these young people. If you've not had the pleasure before, you're in for a treat. Glenarden Woods, currently housed at the Robert Goddard building, and your school will be moving into its new facility, but you guys are all leaving.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that. You guys are just wonderful. Nice to have you back. Hannah, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Bolding.
Miss Bolding, yes, and she has been at that school a number of years,
Yes.
and is just a wonderful educational leader. And you have 3 sponsors, 3
Yes.
gentlemen. Who might they be?
Mr. Richardson, Mr. Hanowski, and Mr. Delacerda.
Wonderful, and they're out there with big smiles because this is their first year, and you guys are making them look real good. Okay. And tell us about any alternates you have.
We have Afra and Justin.
Wonderful, and they'll be out in a few moments with the 3 gentlemen sponsors there. And Hannah, tell me about yourself. Engineering?
Yeah, I want to be a mechanical engineer or an astronaut.
How did you get interested in those?
Well, it's like my dad, he's a mechanical engineer, and then for the astronaut, I think it's really cool that you might be able to go out into outer space and explore stars and planets and meteors and asteroids and stuff like that.
Even though it's a foreign environment and we have to
Yes.
make adaptations, it's worth it because we humans are just naturally curious. What is out there? I mean, you want to see it for yourself. You'd be a good astronaut, I could just tell. Anything special about Glenarden Woods you wanted to tell us?
It's the teachers, they're always pushing you to do your best. They don't leave you behind. They help you out.
Yeah, and they make it fun. I know I've been over to Glenarden Woods a lot of times at the end of the year when you have your feast or your festival.
Symposium.
And last year was wonderful too. I remember the Russian exhibit and some of the others in Japan. Nice job over there. Ruby, nice to have you back. Tell us the Ruby story. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to read and I like to draw, and I occasionally try to make up stories. I like to watch a lot of TV and play video games.
That's great. And you're also interested in engineering, huh? It's possible. Why'd you want to be on this show?
So I like science, and so when I heard that I could be in the science bowl team, I thought that'd be a really cool opportunity to learn more and to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope you are having fun, and I hope you're learning some things too, and not just telling us the things that you know. Ashley, nice to have you back. Also engineering, huh? Yeah, how'd you get interested in, you told me computer engineering. Yes, how'd you get interested in that?
My dad, he has his own company, and one time he's been working on a website for his company for a couple months, and I was very interested in that. And he told me they could pay me a lot of money if I did it, and plus I was also very interested.
Oh, he's dangling the dollars in front of your eyes there. Yeah, all right. You're gonna follow in Dad's footsteps too, and make some bucks too. I like that. All right. You told me before how much you like to make people laugh.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Whatever we're talking about currently, I just try to incorporate a joke into that, or try to come up with some funny remarks.
And you guys are all friends, right? Does she
Yes.
make you laugh?
Yes, a lot.
Okay. You're doing
Really
a good
good.
job, Ashley. Laurel, nice to have you guys back. Nadia, you have been here. This is your second year.
Yes.
Lamine, your second year. And Raul, this is your first time here. You did real well last time. How have you done so well? Do you guys practice a lot, Nadia?
Yes, we practiced Mondays after schools and Wednesdays and Fridays during our lunch and recess periods.
It shows. It definitely shows. And that's a tribute to your sponsor, Mrs. Blake, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's out there. Clarissa, thank you for all you've done here. And it's Melinda Lee, is that correct?
Yeah.
Who is your principal, and I know she's very proud of what you've done. Any alternates on your team?
No.
No. You said, everybody else said they can handle it, right? So you guys are doing just a fine job all by yourselves here. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday, Nadia?
I want to be a musician, either singing, playing piano, or playing the flute.
Yeah, so how long have you played the piano?
I played piano for 3 years.
Wow. Do you give recitals at all, or do you play it in orchestra?
With family. Only with family.
Only with family.
And I play the flute in our school band.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that takes a lot of discipline, because you got to. If you don't practice, it doesn't happen. Tell us about Laurel. Something special about Laurel Elementary.
In Laurel, we always try and have a saying that strive for an A. And even if you can't make an A, always try and do your best. And we give out awards for most improved students. So even if you're not the best during the beginning of the year, we'll still give you an award if you improve.
That's wonderful, because life is always about the challenge. If you could do something perfectly all the time, what would the challenge be? You always want to try to get a little better. So it seems the school rewards you for that. Thank you for sharing that, Nadia. Raul, tell us about yourself. What does Raul want to do when he gets older?
I would want to be an astronaut or a soccer player.
Another astronaut, you, and who's our astronaut over here? Hannah. Maybe you can be on the same mission to Mars someday, huh? Colonize Mars, even as tough as it would be. Would you be scared at all, Raul?
No.
No, I can tell. You're a pretty courageous looking guy over there. You play soccer, don't you? Yeah, and that requires discipline too, just like musicianship takes discipline. And Lamine, you're also a disciplined guy, and I know you love to play science ball. You're always jumping on that buzzer all the time, and I like your spirit. You got the enthusiasm you need. Tell me about where, I see you've got your safety patrol sash on. Where do you patrol at Laurel?
We patrol in the cafeteria, at 150. We get the little kids, kindergartners from the classes, and we bring them to the bus.
Wow. All right, so you're kind of the big guys there, right? You're the upperclassmen, and they look up to you, and that's a big responsibility. And you're handling responsibility well today, too. What do you want to do someday, Lamine?
I want to be an engineer or a soccer player.
Wow. All right. You play soccer. Lots of engineers here, Any presidents of the United States? We had a couple on a previous day here. Anyhow, let's get back to our game. 135 Glenarden Woods, 85 for Laurel, and the last correct answer came from the red team. So Hannah, let's get back to it.
Body systems for 5 points, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if somebody is cold and unfeeling, they are said to have ice water flowing in these blood vessels that normally take blood back to the heart. They've got ice water in there. What, Nadia?
Red blood vessels.
I need a specific one.
Passage Raul.
Nerves?
No, not nerves. People who are cold and unfeeling are said to have ice water in these blood vessels that normally take blood back to the heart.
Veins?
Veins is right. Yes, red.
Science potpourri for 20 points, please.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Back in 1905 in London, a group got together because of the Industrial Revolution. The air was so dirty, they said, we've got to come up with a plan to fight this 4-lettered air pollution. What 4 letters describe that pollution in London, Nadia? What you ringing for? What you want?
Passage Lamine.
What do you got, Lamine? Remember, don't ring in unless you have an idea. Glenarden Woods, can you give me that 4-lettered air pollution term?
Can I pass it to Ashley?
You sure can.
Smog.
Smog is right. Yes, the combination of smoke and fog together. Good. Red.
Green things for 5 points.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, despite its name, ants are actually this carnivorous plant's main food. Laurel.
Passage Lamine.
Milkweed?
No, Glenarden Woods. Listen again to the clue. Despite its name, ants are this carnivorous plant's main food.
Venus flytrap?
That's exactly. You call it the Venus flytrap, but it's an ant eater. Good. You listen carefully. Nice comeback. Go.
Okay. Dayline science for 10 points.
Dateline for 10. Teams, astronomers say it's very unlikely that a 9th planet will be found beyond this planet in our solar system. Laurel.
Neptune.
Neptune. Good answer. Good. We didn't trick you there because Pluto's out of the club. Kicked him out. Go, Green.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade, 20 points. Teams, a bird called a shrike, which is only as big as a robin, is actually a raptor. It's got a hooked beak. When it grabs its prey, it impales it on a thorn or barbed wire because on its feet it is missing what T-initialed structures. Laurel?
Talons.
Talons, yeah, good. Green, go.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, alveoli are tiny sacs that are found in your body's lungs, small intestine, or stomach. Where would you find alveoli? Tiny sacs.
In your stomach?
Not in your stomach. Alveoli, tiny sacs found in your lungs, your small intestine, or your stomach. Hannah? What you got?
Lungs?
Lungs is right. Yes, so the tiny air sacs there. Good. Red.
Let's get physical for 20 points.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, we all know that there are superheroes. Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Batman. There's another superhero called the Oxidizer. A superhero that turns everything he touches to this. Laurel.
Stone.
Not stone. The Oxidizer turns everything he touches to this.
Air?
Rust. Rust. Oxidation is another name for combustion or rust. Go again, red.
Dayline science for 15 points.
Dayline science for 15 points, teams. Your question is as follows. This is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. One of the great science hoaxes of the 20th century was back in 1912 when a paleontologist in England revealed what he called Piltdown Man, the link between man and apes. It was a fake. He put that skull together. The jaw actually came from what O initial kind of lesser ape? Laurel.
Orangutan.
Orangutan, absolutely right. Good. Green.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Teams, a diurnal animal is active during the day and a nocturnal animal at night. But there are some animals that are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at what 2 times of the day? Glenarden Woods.
Dawn and dusk?
Dawn and dusk, absolutely right. Ruby, you were right on that one. Good. Red.
Zoo parade for 15 points.
Zoo parade for 15 points is another visual question. Everybody look at the monitor, please. This big mammal in the center that looks like a guinea pig on steroids. Yes, Nadia.
A capybara.
And give me more information. Can't quite give it to you. Oh my gosh, and you knew exactly what it was. Glenarden Woods, thanks to Nadia, you know this is a capybara looking like a guinea pig on steroids. Actually, the capybara is the largest member of this order of mammals to which guinea pigs also belong.
I'll pass it to Ashley.
Correct answer is rodents. It's the world's largest rodent. That's what I needed you to hear. Thanks anyhow, Nadia. Good try there. Go again, Hannah.
Science potpourri for 5 points.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, Jeff Passom's new book about this body part should be read by all baseball pitchers. Name the body part. Laurel. Glenarden Woods. Name the body part. All baseball pitchers should read Jeff Passom's new book about this body part.
Arm.
The arm is what it's called. Sure. Go. Red.
Let's get physical for 5 points.
Physical for 5 points. I think we've already used that one. Yes, that was the one with the rake. Please try again. And remember, we still have, no, what was the other one that's still available? That was Dateline for 10. That's already been taken. Go ahead, Hannah. Sorry to interrupt your concentration.
Body systems for 20 points.
You said body systems for 20. Multiple choice question teams. On television, there's a commercial showing people at a party sharing a drinking glass, and it says, you can contract this inflammation of the brain and the spinal cord by sharing a drink. Is that disease you can catch? Meningitis.
Meningitis.
It is meningitis, yes, not dermatitis and certainly not hepatitis. Okay, go again. Nicely done, Nadia.
Green things for 25.
Green things 25, big one in that category. Teams. America the Beautiful. The song starts out, oh beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. Those amber waves of grain are what kind of grain? For 25 points, Laurel.
Wheat.
Wheat, yes, indeed. Green, good answer. Go green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points in that category, teams. 2-part answer, 2-part. Name and spell the disease that recently felled Hillary Clinton in New York. Name and spell it. Who's going to do it?
Pass it to me.
All right, Lamine, first of all, what's the name?
Pneumonia.
And spell it.
P-N-E-M-O-N-I-A.
Close. Close. Glenarden Woods. The name, the disease, and spell it. That failed Hillary Clinton in New York. Who's going to do it?
I'll pass it to Ruby.
All right, Ruby.
P-N-E-U-M-O-N-I-A.
No, too many letters in there. P-N-E-U-M-O-N-I-A. You threw an extra N in there. All right, no points. Try again. Green.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Teams, the EpiPen is much in the news today. EpiPens give you a shot of epinephrine. If you are allergic, it can save your life. Epinephrine is another name for this A-initialed chemical that gives your body the strength to flee or to fight or to lift cars if need be, Glenarden Woods.
Adrenaline?
Adrenaline is right. Yes, that's within that EpiPen. Good. Red.
Let's get physical for 25 points.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, scientists are now trying to change hydrogen gas into a solid to put it into a metal, because that metal will have very little resistance to electrons flowing along it, making it a super what? A super what, Laurel?
Pass it to Raul.
Cluster. I'm sorry, who's answering?
So pass it to Raul. Cluster.
Cluster, not cluster. This supposed hydrogen metal, which will offer very little resistance to any electrons, would make that metal a super what, Glenarden Woods?
Conductor?
That's what I want to hear. Good answer. Good. Oh, and with that, the buzzer says our game is over. It looks like Glenarden Woods, a past Science Bowl champion, is moving on in our competition. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. What an afternoon we had here. Score kept going back and forth. 6 very talented young people plus their alternates. Our final tally today is Laurel 175, Glenarden Woods 260. Congratulations to is it the Tigers? Yes, indeed. They might growl for us if we're nice to them. Ashley and Hannah and Ruby, and also their alternates over there, Afra and Justin, and their 3 very proud sponsors, Mr. Richardson, Mr. Hanowski, and Mr. De La Serna. Congratulations. We will see you in the semifinals. And Laurel, you guys almost did it. You came back. Nadia, you are the lady over there. You came through and you knew everything. Lamine, a super player. Raul, a great addition to the team. And Miss Blake, I don't know, every year you send us the very best from Laurel. One of these years you're going to get into that championship round. We're going to see you next time on Science Bowl. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.